If you've ever had this feeling that something was terribly wrong with the world that we live in, but you couldn't figure out just what it was, then you've come to the right place. Secret societies, mystery religions, and the Illuminati have been controlling our reality since the beginning of time. But not anymore, because there is an awakening happening, and you are about to become a part of it. Wake up, because this is a call for an uprising.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. This is a call for an uprising. We welcome you to today's show. We ask those of you who have not subscribed to please subscribe to our YouTube channel as we continue to expose the satanic Illuminati agenda. Today's show, I want to talk about something that's really important for everybody out there to understand in terms of the Illuminati, in terms of the elite that run this world. And that is that all of these people who are in these high positions of power, it's all intertwined between bloodlines. Most of these people in positions of power and these celebrities and these musicians are all related to each other because the Illuminati inbreeds with one another. That's how they keep the royal bloodline. That's how they keep the power structure. Just like kings and queens used to keep it in the family. They would pass on the lineage, the kingdom, somebody else in their bloodline, in their family. That's how they kept power. That's how they kept money. And it never stopped. It was just hidden from us because we've been led to believe that we live in a society where we actually elect our government officials and our presidents, when in reality, these people have been hand chosen. Okay. These people are all related to one another through bloodline. And recently it came out that Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton are actually cousins to one another. Even though that won't hit the mainstream media, websites myheritage.com and Geni.com, Geni.com, okay, did research on this and found out that the two were cousins, and their 19th great-grandfather is King Edward III. So, as they say, there's precedent for ruling a country in their genes. Ah, how ironic. This isn't the first time that something like this has happened either. Barack Obama, okay, his bloodline is related to Dick Cheney's. That came out during one of the elections that was going on. The media got wind of it and they talked about it. They kind of brushed it over and were just like, oh, what a coincidence. George Bush and John Kerry, when they ran against each other, it was found out that they were also cousins and related to the bloodline of the Queen of England. Okay, people don't seem to care about this stuff because, like I've been talking about, they're in an alpha state. They're not paying attention to what's going on. But if you look close, you can see that this is a power structure that's been going on since the beginning of time, and they've never lost the grip on control. Whether it's president, queen, okay, a dictator in another country, it's all controlled. So the illusion that your vote counts and you think that you're actually voting for someone is a joke. But the people who are positioned in these elections are also related to one another, because you don't get into the inner circle of the Illuminati unless you're part of these elite, intricate bloodlines. You just don't. There's been studies that have shown that every single president is actually related to one another. And it doesn't raise a red flag for people out there because they're just clueless about what's going on. And they think it's just another coincidence, that there's not some royal bloodline power structure controlling the world, trying to build a new world order. They think that their worthless vote and their worthless opinion means something in this country, and that is part of the illusion and the witchcraft that's been put on us by these global elitists, by these occultists, by these Satanists. But this is just another one that's come out. It's been leaked. The media didn't pick it up. Nobody seems to care, but that is that Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton are cousins. They are related to one another. They come from the same bloodline. A bloodline that goes all the way back to King Edward III, a royal bloodline. You see how these bloodlines, they never go away. They continue to rule. These presidents who are all connected to each other in the genealogy pool, these are red flags where people should say, that's not a coincidence, because this country was supposed to be formed on, hey, if you want to run for president, you can run for president. If the people vote for you, you could become president. And it's not true at all, because for starters, you have to have over $1 million to get on the ballot in each state. Well over $1 million. So you have to be a multi-millionaire. You have to have hundreds of millions of dollars to run for president of the United States. You can't just run. That should be another red flag for people, because this country was supposed to be built on the fact that anybody could probably run if they wanted to. I could run. You could run. Doesn't mean you're going to win, but you should have the opportunity to. But it's only secluded for the rich elitists to get on the ballot. And all of these people are related to one another. You know, I discussed Obama being related to Dick Cheney, Kerry and Bush being related. I'm going to do a show on the bloodlines of the Illuminati based on Fritz Springmeier's amazing book that he wrote. He was one of the first whistleblowers for the Illuminati. And the book discusses these bloodlines. And most of you out there probably have read it or are familiar with it. But if you haven't, we'll go over it. And we'll talk about how all these bloodlines rule and control the world. And you're going to know all the names of these bloodlines because they control just about every corporation that there is. Whether it's politics, industry, chemicals, food manufacturers, you know, families like the DuPonts, the Kennedys, the Rothschilds, obviously, the Rockefellers. But it's an intricate network of these people that they put out there, and they give you the illusion that they're against one another, that Hillary and Donald hate each other and they're against each other, even though they're related. Of course, they'll pretend like, I didn't know we were related. All of these people are related. It doesn't just go into politics. It goes into acting. It goes into all of these positions of power. It's a controlled reality. The same people who were running the world centuries ago, the same kings and queens, those bloodlines still exist. And they're in power here. They might have changed the last names to get you off the trail so you don't become overly obvious to what's going on. But you can still connect the dots and find out that all of these people are related to each other. They inbreed, right? They're into incestual relationships with one another. It's part of being an occultist and being a Satanist. But again, you have Hillary and Donald that it's found out that they're cousins. The media doesn't pick up on the story because these are the two that are going to be positioned against one another. And a lot of people have been talking about it for years, whether it's Kathy O'Brien, who talks about the sexual abuse that Hillary Clinton put on her when she was an MKUltra mind-controlled sex slave. They're all in on it together. None of it is real. It's all planned to control your reality, to lead you where they want to lead you, which is into accepting the New World Order, which is into accepting the microchip, and accepting and worshiping of the Antichrist, which is coming next. Which is coming soon, very soon, because we are in the end times. But these are things that you should look into, bloodlines and how these people are related. And some people say, how is that possible? That makes no sense. But think about it. When kings and queens were doing this centuries ago, they were doing it because they never wanted to lose that power. They never wanted to lose the power and the control and the wealth. So they interbreeded. They kept the bloodlines to keep the power, to keep the rule over the masses. And it never stopped. Why would it stop? You think they just said, all right, I've had enough of this. I don't want to have power, control, and money anymore. I just want to be a regular peasant. No, this is part of the plan. This is part of what they've been told and taught through the mystery schools and the mystery religions and how to rule and reign and control. So it's not a coincidence that all these people, that these constantly pop up, that these people are related in some sense, cousins, and people say, well, that doesn't mean anything that they're cousins. It means a lot that they're cousins. And they're in these positions of power and great wealth. And they trick you into thinking that you can be great, you can be someone, you can make money and have it all. You could be a success story. It's all garbage, it's all BS, it's all controlled. You aren't getting anywhere or getting anything. Sure, you can make some money, enough to live on, which is fine, which you shouldn't strive for money, but they brainwash people into this entrepreneurship and become the next Donald Trump and worship him and idolize him and forget about Jesus and forget about God because money is God here on earth. But these people never earned anything. They've been in control from the beginning. Donald Trump inherited his millions of dollars from his father, his Masonic father. And the story just continues to be the same. The bloodline's connected. These people are related to each other, and what do the sheep do? They just look at their cell phone, they turn their head, and they don't care. Well, tell your friends about it. Look into it. Look up what I'm saying. Google it. If you don't believe me, look into this and see that they are related by blood. And you don't think that's a weird coincidence? You don't think it's a weird coincidence that when Bush ran against Kerry that they were cousins, related to the Queen of England? Or Obama with Dick Cheney? Because they're all related to one another. The bloodlines are intricate and kept under complete control, and outsiders aren't getting in. They rule over us in every way possible on this earth. And they always have since the beginning of time. And the only way to overthrow it is to stop participating in it. Don't even waste your time voting, for starters. But it wouldn't matter because they would pretend that everybody went out and voted anyway, even if nobody went. Because it's just an illusion. They could say whatever they want on the TV and everybody will believe it. But just continue to pray, because we can move mountains together. Whatever they have, the power here on earth means nothing. Because when our Lord and Savior returns, we know what's going to happen to them. But in the meantime, we just have to keep trying to expose these people, waking people up to what a fraud and what a scam our reality is. It is a complete lie. Our reality in the world we live in is a complete lie. And the only truth in this world is Jesus Christ. The only way in this world is Jesus Christ. He is the light of the world, the true light of the world. If you haven't checked out my website at callforanuprising.com, please consider becoming a subscriber. Lots of good stuff over there, no censorship. And of course, you can interact with other people, you can fellowship. A lot of people have made friends over there, and they feel better about the fact that they have people they can talk to who are like-minded, because we all go through life dealing with friends and family members who refuse to see this stuff, and it's frustrating. So it's nice to have people you can talk to who believe and understand the same things that you do, and as well educate other people on stuff you might be more knowledgeable in, or share things going on in your town and ask questions, everything. And fellowship, of course, with one another. So check it out. I want to remind you there's a Teespring store here if you haven't checked it out. Because obviously it helps out the channel a lot. It helps get the word out about this channel, because obviously they've pretty much put the clamps on a lot of our channels from anyone finding it anymore. None of us are growing at the pace we once were. That's just a matter of what they've done with the algorithm. And I want to thank again the Patrons. You guys are the ones who keep this channel going. So if you like my content right here on YouTube, please consider becoming a Patron. I appreciate the support. This is obviously pretty disturbing stuff. Any updates I have will likely be over on the website. Unless it's something really, really important, I'll put it up over here on YouTube. But keep an eye on it. Write in the comment section below anything you might have heard about it. Let me know what you think. I thank you guys so much. God bless all of you and your families.